It is that eventful year 1531 when the land of the Incas is discovered by Francisco Pizarro, a dauntless spirit in search of the fabulous golden cities of El Dorado. And here in the city of Cajamarca, Pizarro's incredible hardships come to their golden ending. Here is gold, gold as common as dirt, gold perhaps for the asking, gold certainly for the taking. It must be true, then, the legend of golden gardens with golden columns with golden trees and golden pipes that carry water to golden fountains beside buildings with golden roofs and golden doors. It is the emperor of the Incas, Atahualpa, who unconsciously starts Pizarro thinking, why bother to collect this gold piecemeal? So, promptly the Inca monarch is politely kidnapped and freely offers to fill the room with gold up to here in return for his release. Gold up to there? Well, then gold up to here. Gold, tons of gold. But it'll take time to collect it from the distant cities where it abounds in fantastic profusion. And so the gold begins to arrive. Gold in all shapes, gold in all sizes, golden bushes and plants from the fabulous golden gardens, golden ears of maize, golden birds and golden butterflies, golden pots and golden pans, golden chains and golden toys. Slowly, all too slowly, the chamber's golden store is seen to grow. But greedy hearts are impatient hearts, and as the weeks go by, Pizarro begins to fear treachery. Is he being lulled into false security while the Emperor Atahualpa summons from his vast population an army to surround and destroy the white men? Now gold does strange things to men. And Pizarro orders the seizure of Atahualpa, orders cruel torture to pry from him the source of all this gold, and seize it all in one fell swoop. But tortured lips emit neither groan nor secret. And finally, in foolish and arrogant frustration, Pizarro has Atahualpa burned at the stake in an effort, vain effort, to tear from him the location of this immeasurable golden store. And Pizarro is forced to write his patron, King Charles V of Spain, that the main bulk of the collected golden treasure, he'd heard 20,000 shiploads of gold, had been hidden, buried by the Incas, at Cuzco, supposedly, though Pizarro searched Cuzco in vain. 60 years later, in 1589, comes the wedding of one Carlos Inca to Donna Maria de Esquivel, a beauty newly come from Spain. A beauty, but also a lying wench, plotted into marrying Carlos by two officials who believe that Carlos, descendant of the Emperor Atahualpa himself, knows the secret of the golden treasure's hiding place. And shrewdly enough, Maria adopts the native ways of her primitive husband, enjoys his carefree and irresponsible life, thinks only, as has been planned, to woo him into complete surrender of all his hopes and thoughts and dreams. Surrender that will include the telling of all he knows of the $1 billion worth of gold, the gold of Cuzco. And Carlos Inca, poor dupe, adores Maria more than life, certainly more than a secret in which she now owns a share as she shares his life and love. Days, weeks, months pass, until no longer can be postponed the day of accounting. The other two conspirators arrive to learn what Maria has discovered from her pliant bridegroom. But apparently Carlos Inca is a poor fellow who never even heard of a buried treasure. Until a glint of gleaming metal betrays her, a priceless piece of antique golden jewelry, unmistakably Inca gold. And only under the threat of torturous death for the husband she has grown to love beyond all greed does Maria tell them to follow her. Yes, Carlos has readily told her of the treasure, has shown it to her, has permitted her to choose from the vast and countless tons of gold. And for their promise to leave Carlos Inca unharmed, she will show it to them. Up a precipitous trail, up to a high mountain fortress that overlooks the city of Cuzco, a rock bastion built years ago and called the Hawk's Nest. To a hitherto meaningless opening in the rock, the girl guides the breathlessly eager men. And here their story ends, for they are never heard of again. 40 years later, Maria de Esquivel y Inca, on her deathbed, dictates to an astonished priest the astounding story of how she led the two officials to the hidden golden treasure, and then skillfully let them fall from a narrow ledge of rock into a bottomless lake to their death, and thus preserved her husband's trust. But she dies without telling the priest just which one is that secret opening into the great rock. And the treasure of the Incas becomes a legend for the next 300 years, while Peru throws off the Spanish yoke of domination and becomes her national self. But Cuzco remains, the city of the golden secret. And one morning near that place whose name, the Hawk's Nest, has almost been forgotten, an old shepherd guides his little flock among the boulders. Yes, that morning among the boulders, as was his daily custom. But that afternoon, the sheep wander aimlessly alone among the rocks, for the shepherd has disappeared. 5 days later, in the church of Santo Domingo in Cuzco, a priest and his helper see the old shepherd wandering in the patio, a walled patio to which there is no outside gate or entrance. It's utterly impossible that this weak old man could have gotten in there, for they do not know that the olden church has been built on the still more ancient ruins of an Inca temple. Nor does the old shepherd seem to know that he's in the house of our Lord. But when he does, devout old man, he must place an offering at the feet of the Virgin, an ear of maize. Yes, but an ear of maize made of solid, soft, pure gold, the soft gold of the ancient Incas. And all the old man knows is he fell down a hidden shaft on the Hawk's Nest, wandered through endless miles of corridors, and then he found himself there in the inner patio. And here this story ends, for before he can tell which one is the lost shaft, he too is dead. For years and years, the golden maize ear is to decorate the altar of Santo Domingo. Search after search has revealed in the inner patio no possible way the old shepherd could have emerged from the earth. And again, the secret of the Inca Gold is lost. And then in 1887, a Peruvian native on the Hawk's Nest encounters a group of explorers, university students from the faraway coast, who have heard the legend of the golden treasure and of the lost shaft that leads to its hiding place, who prepare to enter a certain tunnel entrance they have just found. But beware, there is a curse on the ancient gold. A curse hundreds of years old. That's rather silly, isn't it? $1 billion worth of gold somewhere beneath the city of Cuzco. Curses won't stop anyone, for gold is like that. People want gold more than they fear curses. Gimme, gimme, gimme. And so the long hempen cord that is to lead them back to the surface is unwound slowly from the reel. But what uncertain weather is this? What is this chill, ominous wind? And isn't it strange for lightning and thunder to come at this time of year? Thunder that seems to come from the earth itself. Of course, it could be coincidence that the thunder from on high roars down at the same moment some terrifying cataclysm is occurring beneath the earth. But perhaps, once again, some gold-hungry human has seen the lost gold of Atahualpa and has lived to see naught else. And thus ends the last attempt to find the Inca treasure, for the prefect of Cuzco issues an order that walls up all the tunnels of the Hawk's Nest, the blind alleys as well as the one guarded by death. That one tunnel running from beneath the church to the hidden depths of the Hawk's Nest with its billion in gold. And life goes on in Cuzco regardless of the 20,000 shiploads of gold that Pizarro described to his king, that Maria murdered to protect, that the shepherd died when he found, that trapped a carefree group of students and left them there to rot. But in Cuzco, the natives believe that Atahualpa, as he died in the Spanish flames, cast the curse of his Inca gods on him who should ever or forever after try to tear the golden treasure from the Peruvian earth. Of course, I don't believe in spells or curses. I merely mention that tons of gold are still there. What do you think?